The Cloquet community is mourning the loss of one of their city councilors. Warren Bunn Carlson died on Sunday due to complications from a genetic heart condition. He was 68 years old. City leaders say they were sad to hear of his passing, adding that his commitment to his family and community was special. Carlson served on the council since 2018. Now, councilors will have to discuss how to fill his seat during their next meeting on Tuesday. They'll decide whether or not to hold a special election or take applications and appoint someone to fill his seat until November of 2026.